Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Yeehawlads podcast, episode number 108. This week, we got all four of us back in studio again. Andy is not rolling down the interstate at midnight right now.
Going to the liquor store.
For once, but everyone's back in studio, so you know how it is. We got to start off with our joke of the week. Let's see what we got here, fellas. If you have 13 apples in one hand and 10 oranges in the other, what do you have?
A lot of fucking arms.
A Jamba Juice.
Big hands.
I was going to say big hands.
Big
I
hands.
thought it would have been better than that.
Nope, they're
Big
not.
hands,
You should have
brother.
known better. These jokes are never good, but we tell them every week.
Damn it.
It's like the literal random one-liners you can make up sitting here laughing is better than these jokes.
Yeah.
But dang it, we're going to use them up. So that's the whole point of those cards. It's just to use them.
Caboodle.
So we'll just dive into what I've been up to this week because it's not that exciting. Then Andy can yap about the things that he got to miss last week and this week.
Yeah.
So this week, my plan as of the weekend was on Saturday, the parts to finish my Fiesta were going to show up.
Yeah.
Nice.
They didn't. Thanks.
Straight up didn't.
Thanks, FedEx. Very cool.
I was gonna
Not
say,
even-
is it USPS your common enemy
my
or
mortal enemy is the United States Postal Service. If I could get banned from their service, I would do it.
you can send some death threats. I'm sure they can make it
The
happen.
problem is, since it's a government agency, those turn into felonies really quick.
This is true.
And I like to avoid those.
We got to find the fine line of
Felony and a misdemeanor.
yeah, a ban and a permanent prison
I
sentence.
recreated your building in Minecraft and I set it on fire.
Yeah, is threatening to mail a pipe bomb okay? Like, where does it? Can I just be weird in the post office? Like, what do I have to do? Like,
shit.
do I have to violate the no shirt, no shoes, no service rule? I mean, what's going on here? But no, for once, it was actually FedEx, who's usually pretty good about
I hate
delivering
FedEx,
parts.
so
I hate them, but they've been recently pretty good.
I was gonna say in the last probably 2 years they've been better.
Correct. So I had high hopes for this.
Yeah.
I've had the same part delivered twice before because they keep sending me the wrong ones.
this is true. Yeah.
Fine every time. Show up a day early, perfect, whatever.
Yeah.
Supposed to be delivered Saturday.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It was in Mississippi on Saturday. I'm like, well, it's definitely not gonna make it.
Yeah, zero chance.
So it's like rescheduled to Monday. Cool. I can do it Monday. It'll be kind of warm, but whatever. Monday, nothing. Just your window's between 11 and 2. I'm like, well, that's great. Thanks, delivery driver Laura. I'm glad to know my package is on its way. Nothing happens.
This is also like a 6x12 box.
I think it's like 10 by 14.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like 2 shoe boxes stacked on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's a decent sized box, but it
Okay.
weighs half a pound.
Yeah.
It's full of empty
yeah.
plastic tube.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, maybe it got missed today. They'll deliver it tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Same thing happens again.
Oh my god! Did
my
you
God.
call
It
the
just-
fucking post office?
Well,
FedEx.
it wasn't
It's
the
FedEx.
post office, to be fair.
Oh,
So no, I
FedEx.
didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, it didn't get delivered again. I'm like, great. So I'm like, Wednesday, it'll get delivered today for sure. It's delivery window, 11 to 2. I'm like, I know it probably won't, but they have to do a little delivery map. You can see where they're at. They're in between Winona and here. Like, they're not that far away.
Okay, yeah.
And then just the map disappears. No more time range. I'm like, okay.
It turns out there's a black hole outside Winona.
I sit here.
Oh, well, it's gone.
It's like I clock out of work at 5, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call the FedEx and see what happens. Automated number.
Yeah.
You cannot get through it to a real person.
Yeah.
You can, but it's
like-
like 8 levels deep of options.
You have to
Like
lie to them.
Xfinity.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to lie to them very aggressively to
Yes.
get through it. So I'm like, oh, I have a problem with the order. And they're like, what's the order number? This? Actually, they knew the order number somehow. I didn't have to type it in, which was weird.
Probably
Didn't
your phone
Yeah,
number.
probably.
I know, but I still don't like that.
Yeah.
AI
me neither.
bullshit,
Yeah,
you
sucks.
know.
But they're like, oh, your order's on the way for delivery. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not. It
It's
hasn't
not.
been.
I've
in the
been
last
waiting
4
for
days.
3
you know.
goddamn days.
So I'm like, okay. When I was working on it, I worked on it Tuesday. I'm like, I put the wheels on it and stuff. Just like, I'll do anything
Yeah.
to get one step
Make
closer.
progress, yeah.
And I'm like, if the part doesn't show up Wednesday, I'm putting the old one back on that I know is bad, so I can just put the car together.
Fair.
Like, I'm not going to sit and wait for it. I can do it later on a nicer day.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, I get there after work, like 5:15 or whatever. Put the old part right back on there. Find all the clips that I broke off. Put them back on there. They were still fine-ish. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Put it back on there. Get the intake tube tightened down. Set the airbox in.
Can I make a guess?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You got everything put back together, and the FedEx truck rolls up.
Close. It's about 550, so I've got a good handful of things
Yeah.
on there. My phone
Oh,
rings.
yeah. This is coming to your parents' house, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm there. It's getting
Yeah,
delivered
yeah,
there.
yeah.
My phone rings. It's Mom. Your package is here. I'm like, I
Fuck.
was like, okay, I'll take it back apart, I guess. So it,
hey.
See what happens when
I
you
did the
try to
same
be
thing.
proactive.
I'll talk about it.
as I'm like elbow deep in this car, like it's like Wednesday was like the nicest day this week at like 80 degrees and humid. So I'm like, I have to do it today, whatever happens. And then it showed up. I'm like, great. So slap all that back together, set it down. I'm like, okay, let's see if this car still runs. It's been 3 weeks in the air.
Fair.
Fires up. Still has a check engine light. I'm like, no. Like,
With the new part installed?
the battery's been unhooked for 2
Oh,
weeks.
no.
So I'm like, if there was a code, it would have cleared by now.
You would hope.
You would think so. Go into my access port. There's 3 codes. One for the O2 sensor thing, which I knew, so I put it in the defouler.
Yeah.
One for an evap code, which was the purge valve I put in there.
Yeah.
And one for coolant over temp, which I must have gotten, never noticed.
Cool. Hey, yeah, that
So,
checks out.
yep.
Yeah, from the
So
Chicago
I
trip.
cleared those. No check engine light. I'm like, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Good start. Hell yeah.
So get it off of its elevated jack stands and roll it outside. I'm like, let it sit and idle. I vacuum bled the coolant, so there should be no big air bubbles. Just let it sit and build temp. Turns out when you have a big ass radiator, that takes a long
Yes,
time.
it does.
Oh, yeah.
It was
probably,
like
yeah.
half an hour.
Yeah, of idling, yeah.
I'm just
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
all right, well, I
Which
don't-
I'm sure you're like sweeping up and doing whatever.
A little
and
bit of
putting
stuff.
tools
I'm like
away.
kind of looking around underneath it. Like, is it leaking? No, nothing that, you know. I do something else. I come back to it. I'm like, it's like 175. Okay. Look underneath it. And there's a puddle that's probably 3 foot square
Oh,
underneath
fuck.
it. Under the middle of the car.
Ah.
And I'm like, oh, that's strange.
Poop.
So of course I'm like, what could
What
that
is
be?
that?
Let's go to the video that I took. Let me get the audio queued up. And it's in a weird spot too.
It is in a weird spot.
Is the AC on the passenger side?
AC is
that's,
off.
That's what we see. Oh, no, that is the fluid.
Yes. So
Cool.
there's
Oh,
What the fuck?
there is a pouring of a clear fluid from like the middle-ish of the car.
It's
Yeah,
just
what in the
straight
fuck?
up pissing.
That looks like it's coming out of the floorboard.
It
It
does.
sure does.
Or, it's just rolling off of your heat shield.
What it is coming off of the heat shield. See if I can get a stream. It's
Yeah.
rolling off of this
Huh.
heat shield, which means either something's leaking above this,
Yeah.
which is not awesome. So I'm just like, oh God, like that's got to be fuel. Like it's
Yeah.
clear, like my coolant's bright green. It wouldn't be that. It's not oil. It's not this far back. It's not coming from the inside of the exhaust, so it's not just condensation.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh great, it's pouring fuel underneath itself in a big gallon patch on the ground,
Cool.
Right above the.
right below the hot exhaust.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
roll the car back and like grab it with my hands. I'm like, no, this is just water. I'm like, it's just water. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's pouring out like a gallon in
Yeah.
5 minutes of
Good
water.
Lord.
And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. So I'm like, hey, Michael, you're still here. Come out and look at this. He's just like, well, that's weird. So we looked at it for probably 5 minutes. We're like, it has to be water. There's nothing.
You tasted it by this
It-
point, surely.
It's like when you like touch coolant with your hands.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah, it's
tell that
kinda
it's cool.
filmy.
You can feel it's got like
Yeah.
some stick to it. It's definitely not oil. It's definitely not coolant. I'm like, it's not fuel. Has to be water. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's either just leaking out of the body somewhere, which would be weird.
yeah, because it's been
been
inside for 3
inside.
It's
weeks.
been inside on jack stands for weeks. It would have leaked out. I would certainly think so. Whereas
Yeah.
idling on concrete just pours out. I'm like, so we determined it's probably the exhaust putting heat into the heat shield. It's humid. It's absorbing all that heat, draining into water. It's literally just condensating extremely.
It's a lot of condensation.
Right over top of the first muffler in the system. It's where all the heat is.
Yeah.
I get it. Spooked me for a little bit. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I bet.
So I'm just like,
Yeah.
all right, well, whatever. So went and took the car on a test drive after we kind of figured that out. Coolant levels all looked fine. Didn't add any. Beat on the car a little bit, you know, couple of hard pulls, whatever. It was 80 degrees out. You know, it was hot, kind of humid. The car wouldn't go over 200 degrees.
Well, obviously your thermostat's like 185. I'm
It's a
assuming
185
190.
thermostat.
Sick.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Beating on the car mildly hard. I couldn't get it over 200. It went to
Nice.
199.9. As close as it can get.
Man.
Oh, I do like that.
How it-
That over under.
So it gives you the highest and lowest that each of these numbers have been at.
Yes.
So it's like
Yeah.
the AFR one almost
Or-
doesn't help because if it spikes at all, it's weird. But
Well, yeah.
like for coolant temp, it's great because if it spiked and came down, you could still see the
Yes.
number.
Yeah. Even if you weren't paying attention on a long drive or something, you could still see
right.
it, which is pretty.
So all these
nice.
numbers are greatly varied and weird.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, the highest boost was 24 and a half today, and it made 264 horsepower somehow, however it reads that.
Yeah.
Huh. It's like,
Wow.
drove it relatively hard. It wouldn't crest 200. I'm like, that's a good sign. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I parked it in there, I'd figured out the two-step.
Yes.
Yes.
So today I've got a clip for you guys. And you get to hear it.
Neato.
Because I'm like, well, it's running good. I might as well beat the piss out of it right now.
Yeah.
So there was 2 different 2-steps. The first one is the 3,500 RPM throttle cut.
Yeah.
So it'll rev up and the throttle bait will self-close to maintain RPM. The second one is an ignition cut.
Yes.
So
Which
this
is pops and bangs.
It'll go up to 5,000, cut ignition to then fire out the exhaust to then keep it at the RPM.
Yeah.
So you guys get to hear what I've been hearing. Little race car idle.
I'm gonna really bump the audio. Okay,
That's like
not
2
bad.
to 3 pounds of boost, 3,500 RPM.
I honestly like the lesser one.
Yeah, same.
Well, the other one's about 5,000 RPM, and then just one right to the limiter. Just because, why not? It sounds kind of cool.
I almost like the lower one. It sounds more like WRC, like
More kind of
Yeah.
race car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That with a nice little fucking launch.
I did try it a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the second one better.
So I put new shocks in the front, put my Coney
Oh, yeah,
oranges
yeah.
on.
Yeah.
It needs an alignment pretty bad.
Oh, cool.
It is extraordinarily darty right now.
Oh,
'Cause the
yeah.
tires was kind of stand up on edge a little bit. If you're not
Yeah.
arrow straight, it wants to dive. So I didn't
Hell
beat
yeah.
it too hard. But like
Fair, yeah.
first gear, set on the limiter, kind of roll off the clutch. It took off hard. And then immediately spun.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Once it made 24 pounds of boost, it
Yeah.
just burnt the tire off. So I'm like, oh, that's fair. But so that was what that had gotten to on that. That is now sitting there. I'm going to put an alignment on it hopefully next week or
And
something.
that's it. You got all your parts? Everything's installed then?
Everything's on
Yeah.
there. No check engine light.
Yeah.
Just like that should be good to go once I
Hell
get it
yeah.
aligned. I don't want to drive it much without the alignment. Handbrake's working good.
Oh, yeah.
I
You freed that up a lot.
I sprayed that rear caliper pivot, and it seems to be working good now.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So everything appears to be fine.
Wow.
But earlier this week, I went and did other car things.
Oh.
Monday of this week, I went to Sick Week, or
Oh,
Sick
that's
Summer,
right.
technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a drag and drive event. You bring your cars to Byron Motorsports Park, not the same one we race at, the other one.
Yes.
I think it's got technically a different
Byron
Dragway.
Dragway.
Yeah.
Dragway.
Technically a different name, yeah.
But you can literally hear the cars
they're-
from the rallycross
As the
stage.
crow flies, it's like a half a mile apart.
Yeah,
They're
it's really
close.
very close.
So they start there Monday, go to 4 other tracks, and come back there on Friday.
Yeah.
So we went there on Monday just because that's when all the cars are there, do all the cool
Mm-hmm.
things. We got there about 8 o'clock-ish. There was 6 of us in total. We got to sit there and watch a bunch of cool drag racing all week.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbed a couple of pictures in the pits of the favorite cars of the day. I only got like 3, but of course, the main attraction is Cletus McFarland and his group of hooligans.
Correct. In their quote unquote cheap cars.
These are cars they've supposedly built for under $10,000. I'll give you a hint. All of these cars cost more than that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
just-
safety did not apply to the budget.
so roll
Which-
cages, seats,
and brakes, I
Safety
think.
usually never
yeah,
does.
brakes, catch can stuff like that stuff. All
Yes.
is fair, and they're only racing amongst each other, so it's not like
Yeah.
one person's getting.
Yeah.
They're all in good spirit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so we have to watch these guys. It's fun when they're there because you can see the crowd migrate to whatever they're doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like they made their passes in the morning,
yeah,
and then half the crowd left.
I believe that. Yeah.
Wow.
'Cause they're
Well,
like-
it's also it was funny too because like in Cletus's video like beforehand they have a stack of traffic cones.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like they didn't mention it in the video. I just noticed it. I'm like, oh, I know exactly what that's for. That's for crowd barrier so that they can
You can
work on
see
their cars.
there's a caution tape barrier.
yes.
And it's like everyone's super polite and respectful of their
Yes,
space.
yes.
But it's like they just have to do that
Yeah,
because
because
there's
if
so
not,
many
people will be inside of their fucking skin.
Somebody will walk up,
so-
oh, hey, you dropped this. And
Yeah,
then, you know,
right.
while they're there trying to talk to them. So it's
Right.
like, I completely get that.
Yeah.
But it's pretty fun watching the crowd just like, hey, they made a pass. And everyone gets up and like half of them walk over the
Yeah.
fence line again.
Right.
I'm like, okay, sure. Like we tried not to just like fanboy around them. It is still cool to watch them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's cool to see a giraffe in its natural element.
Michael was there a little bit before us. He was near the start line when they did the drivers meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Cletus rolled past on their like electric scooter.
Yeah.
Even Michael's like, he's a big
Yeah,
dude.
he's fucking huge. He's like
like
6'6".
He's like 6'7" or something
Yeah.
on a scooter. He's
Fuck.
like,
Oh
he's a
yeah,
big dude.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Like even James and them are all tall guys, just the way
Yeah.
they are. It's just strange. But
Fuck yeah.
so I've got 3 cars that have standouts for the day. Of course, one of them's got to go to
Oh.
Steve Morris's
Hell
wagon.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is a custom billet big block twin turbo, runs low 6-second quarter miles. This thing is
in a wagon.
every bit of 4,000
Nasty.
horsepower.
Yeah.
I love the wood grain. It's just such a pretty car. Also, Alex Taylor's 55 in the background.
Oh yeah.
It ran like a 6.8 because she spun it for like 200 feet and then pulled to 220 miles an hour.
God. Oh, question.
All these cars are psychotic, but yeah. go
Not
ahead.
sure if I'll spoil anything. How was the braking zone for people doing over 200?
If your chutes worked, it was fine.
Cool. How many people went over?
Nobody touched the sand.
Okay.
Byron has kind of a very short
Very
runoff,
short runoff.
but as soon as you break the quarter mile, it goes uphill. So that does
Slightly,
help bleed
yeah.
speed, but it is a short runoff.
yes. So
So-
that's what I was. That is, for reference, that's the only drag strip I've ever raced at with my twin turbo Cobra.
Yeah.
800 horsepower on stock Cobra brakes.
It's starting to get too much.
It was all 90% of what the stock brakes could do to stop into the braking zone.
Coming through at what, like 130-ish or whatever?
It was 136 at the quarter mile. So
Yeah. Some of these cars are running 220 miles an hour. Like,
yeah,
it's-
that's what. Don't get me wrong; they have the brakes to stop it, but at the same time, everybody agrees it's a short runoff for that
It is-
track.
it is short, but
and
I
there is only the one too. There is no.
there's one left turn off of
That's it, yeah,
There's
there
not
is
one on both
no-
sides. There's not a second in case you
Yeah.
miss it. You
So-
get one chance. So as soon as you cross the line, you better be slowing down.
correct.
But of course, yeah, the wagon's awesome. But here's the other awesome thing. There's a newer,
Or fucking Ranger.
it's like a 2011-ish era Ford Ranger.
Hell yeah.
And like we just walked the pits in the
Big
morning.
ass
You know,
side exhaust. I
everything
love it.
else in the parking lot is big single turbo LS. It's like that's what every car in this whole lot is.
Yeah.
Of course, this is no example different. It is a big turbo LS.
Hell,
But it
that
is a
actually
big turbo LS.
big. Wow.
Yeah. So it's like you just walk through, you're like, oh, it's the VS Racing and LS Turbo Nationals because every other car is the same setup, more or less.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I'm like, God damn. It's a Ford Ranger. There's a
Very
couple, there
cool.
was like 2 or 3 Ford Rangers. There was like an F-150, like a 90s F-150, like a my gen. Mm-hmm. There was, I think, there was a first gen Lightning and a second gen Lightning.
Oh, cool.
I'm like, all right, this is cool.
yeah.
And then there
Piece
was
de
2
resistance.
Crown Vics.
I've seen that before.
This car apparently is relatively famous.
Yeah.
It is also, of course, big single turbo LS.
America.
There's a lot of room in there still.
Crown Vics are also
Crown Vics are huge.
First of all,
Damn.
You take the fender, the fender liners out of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can fit literally anything.
you take the 4.6 out of them, and you have all
well,
the
yeah,
room.
that too. The 4.6 is
It's a
enormous.
foot wider than this in every direction.
Damn.
Yeah, there's a ton of room actually in these
Yeah.
cars.
Well, yeah. Fender wells, take the AC all out.
Yeah.
Also, peep the all-wheel drive Civic next to it.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did he
I'm
have a
just like,
laptop?
Everybody here has a laptop.
Yeah.
Nobody here doesn't have a laptop.
Correct. There's a Civic behind it.
There's
absolutely has a fucking laptop.
another hood stack Civic, like
Yeah.
with a roof rack on it. Ran with the roof
Hey,
rack
that
on it.
looks
Oh, hell
exactly
yeah.
like my roof rack.
It is the same one, I'm pretty sure.
Hell yeah.
Same bar, same everything. But this thing, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a turbo Crown Vic. It's gonna run like a
kept
On-
those tires on BFG's.
it does have slicks on the back.
all terrain. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I wasn't
KO2s
sure.
or, yeah,
Okay.
all terrain.
But still, the
TAs.
front wheels weighing 70 pounds a piece.
Like, yeah, it's on lightweight drag
31
wheels,
inch, yeah, 31
but-
inch fucking mud tires. They're still pretty heavy, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, it's a big, heavy car. It's gonna run slow. It ran like a 9 something.
Oh,
I
Lord.
could not
A
believe
9 in any Crown Vic is pretty fucking impressive.
I'm like, oh, it's a
honestly.
Crown Vic. They
It's a
run like
boat.
15 stock.
Oh
I'm like,
my
it makes
God.
twice, 3 times the horsepower. Like, it'll run 11.
Yeah, I was like,
but-
oh, you're going to say 10. You said 9. I'm like, oh, that's
I think
fucking
it was either a
impressive.
low 10. I think he was aiming for 9s or something.
Oh,
it was
okay, yeah.
fast.
God
But I'm like,
damn, dude.
He owed
Your
somebody a 10-second car.
your twin turbo Mustang runs like 11s. This thing will beat you in the corner.
Well, if I launch it, ideally,
if you had a two-step
my
and
trap
stuff.
speed says I should be well in the 9s.
correct. But I'm like
But
it's
yeah,
just-
so the fact that this guy has enough time behind the wheel and power to do almost a 9, that's pretty impressive.
yeah,
So.
I'm like, oh, it's just a standard-ish looking LS. It's like, well, yes, but no. Like it was pretty impressive. I was shocked how quick that thing went.
Hell yeah.
But there was a handful of cool cars. We were there from probably 8 o'clock until 3-ish. My arms didn't sunburn. I sunscreened many a times.
Shocking.
It was cloudy in the morning, which was kind of nice. Mm-hmm. My legs, however, did not fare as well because I wore shorts. Even sunscreening them, they burnt. They're just now healed up from that. But that's why I don't wear shorts
No
outside.
doctor visits this time for your sunburn, so
Nope.
that's good.
It was enough. I just wiped some aloe on it the one day. That was it. Like, we're good. But
Hell yeah.
it was a good time. It's always fun to go watch drag racing. It's like, yeah, it gets repetitive when it's oh look, another Chevy Nova
Yeah.
running
I
a
was like,
10-second quarter.
Yeah.
Besides Cletus, and then like a couple things that you see in the pits, then yeah, it is kind of like, well, I don't really have anybody to root for other than if Cletus. Everybody at Cletus apparently, like you said, had good runs in the morning and went on their way.
So Cletus had 4 people there.
Yeah,
Cletus in their El Camino, Jimmy in his 240 SX, Zach and Ty in their Mustang, and then Sam in his F-150.
yes. Whippled, brand new
charged
2024
yeah,
F-150
on slicks now.
on slicks and very nice chrome
yeah,
beadlocks.
very nice truck.
Yeah.
This Spray Wax Express.
Yeah.
But they all came up and made good hits off the line.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. The El Camino and the Mustang both ran 10.0s. One ran
Nice.
a 10.03, one is a 10.07.
Ooh, okay.
James in the 240 rolls up, hits off an 8.8.
Wow.
He puts a second.
I saw.
A second and a
I've
quarter
been
on
I've been
him.
keeping up with the comments. I have not seen the videos yet, other than when they got there Sunday.
Yeah.
Which Sunday was just like a prep day.
Right. Yeah. Sunday was a test and tune kind of.
But wow,
so it's like
over a second.
so like the Mustang ran a 10.07 at like 136 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like okay, it's like good speed. Everything looks pretty good. The 240 ran an 8.8 at 120.
Wow.
So what that means is it makes all the speed in the first
In the
quarter
60
of the
foot.
track.
Yeah.
Like-
wow.
Like we're sitting there like, oh, that looks cool. Whoa, it's gone. Like
Wow.
he lets off at like the.
I mean,
1,000
granted,
foot mark.
okay, it is. It's not cheating. I mean,
Well,
that
it is, but it
is
isn't.
that is the debate the last couple weeks about if he's cheating or not. Which budget wise, absolutely, but it is a trick up his sleeve of he's built this exact same car before.
He had
a 240,
a black 240 with a nitrous LS in it.
Yeah,
that's
like-
exactly what this car is.
Exactly. So much so that he's like, oh, I know the rear axles are going to be shit.
He already
so
got spares. Like,
yeah, like he literally had this exact same setup, so he's done it before.
experience pays off a lot when you know everything.
Yeah, you know every cheap trick to do.
Yeah.
Now you get to compete with that setup, so you have all this knowledge in the back of your head. Yeah, it's
Yeah. His
definitely paid off.
His car weighs 2,400 pounds
with
with an 800 or 900 horsepower LS in it.
yeah,
My Honda Fit weighs 2,500 pounds
yeah,
at 100 horsepower. Like it's just a whole different caliber of race car.
correct.
But that was fun to watch. Everybody other than Zach and Ty and the Mustang left after their first 2 runs.
Okay.
They stayed after we even left. They were running at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon and did
Oh,
2
wow.
more runs.
Wow.
And cracked off like a 9.8 or something.
Oh hell yeah.
But it's just like, but it's as soon as they did their runs, everyone just leaves.
Yes.
I'm like, oh well, that's
Well, I was saying,
if that's
like,
what you're there for.
The
I
only other
guess.
thing I have a buddy who I met him at like some of the car shows and shit. His name's Colin. Has a small block Ford in a SN90 black SN95 Mustang.
Small
Sure.
block Chevy.
No, Ford.
Ford.
SBF.
Oh, yeah,
Small
come
block
on.
Ford.
He's one of 3 people in the lot to still have that.
He's running low 9s. Very, very well built car. Very like this is what it's for. I don't know how many drag and drives he's done, but he's done a lot of drag racing, I remember. But I've been keeping up with him on his Facebook. And then also Streetcar Shenanigans, which is the shop I was planning to take my Cobra that kind of pissed me off.
They kind of told you to get bent, kind of.
He
Well,
just ghosted me, and I'm like, I'm trying to be a paying customer, but whatever.
like, hey, I
man.
want to bring
So-
my car in the spring with a bunch of money so you guys can do all the things right. And they're like,
Yeah, they just stopped replying. I'm like, cool, all right, whatever, man. But yeah, so regardless of the bad taste of my mouth I have from them, I do keep up with their socials and shit. So
yeah.
but yeah, them and their crew also bring a couple cars because they have a lot of people who kind of
Yeah.
are like adjacent to their actual like shop. Who,
I think there was 2 or 3 like Terminator style Cobras.
yeah, yeah. Whether or not it's just a body kit or not,
That's the
you'll
thing,
never
like-
know because even the true Terminators are so stripped down at this point to be good race cars that
And half of them that were still left had LSs in them anyway. So it's like,
yeah.
you could clearly tell when something had an LS and when it didn't.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause you're like, wow, that sounds cool and different.
Yeah. Wow. Wonder what that is.
It's like, well,
definitely
nope,
not an LS.
It's a 5.3. Okay, very
Yeah.
cool. But that was a generally a good time.
Hell yeah.
Makes
I'd
me
like to go eventually,
go Friday.
but actually, well, yeah,
no.
tomorrow and.
Yeah, if it wasn't the fact.
Sorry,
like,
boss man, I'm sick.
Yeah,
I could just bring everything up there fucking tomorrow morning.
bring the
yeah.
roller up there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Go run some passes, but no. So that's all for my week. That's the extent of the things I've been up to and into.
Yeah, Fitz ready for Rallycross coming up on Sunday.
It's still in the trailer, so hopefully.
Figured as much.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I might-
about how it goes.
Tomorrow, well, I'm going to bring it here tomorrow afternoon. That way I can leave from here in the morning. But I'll like take the pre-filter off and like hose it off or something. I don't know. It's dusty or something, but
Fair. Hell yeah.
yeah, I think as ready as I will be regardless. So
Hell yeah.
that is that. Marcus, are you ready for Rallycross?
I think the two big things that I have left is I need to go and get the impact.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to clean my fucking windshield because it's bothering the piss out of me.
Fair.
Other than that, roof rack is off. Car is cleaned out.
Tires and jack loaded?
Tires and jack loaded. Yeah. That's about it.
Awesome.
Nick, you're coming too, right?
Yes, I'm actually gonna work on the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah. Just
Oh,
kind of
10-4.
I wanted to make that video.
film us getting ready and just kind of random stuff.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and kind of go over like what I do to take the pictures too.
That's
for
fair.
you guys,
Might as
so,
well.
Yeah,
Because at some point,
just make it like a 6 to 8 minute video, just something quick to do.
something short and
Hell
sweet.
yeah.
Yep, just filler content.
Because at some point, if I ever get around to editing time, when I have free time, not staring at the Fiesta being broken still,
And cursing FedEx.
one of these days,
Parts not showing up.
yeah, I'm gonna start uploading to the Yeehawlads racing channel,
Yeah.
which is where I'm gonna upload all the like raw GoPros and Insta360 videos and stuff. Like, I'm gonna group it per person per day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like all of this year Legacies runs and
Yeah.
this year Honda Fit runs for
Yeah.
this day.
Yeah.
But I've got like 4 of those cut up right now. But I'm trying to get at least half of them cut up so I can upload 2 videos a week or whatever.
Oh,
on there.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
until I get caught up to modern day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we bring half a dozen cameras out here.
Yeah, and we
And
don't
I have-
upload them
I
to
have
anywhere.
hundreds of gigs of footage. I'm like,
Yeah.
I should do something.
We
please.
have 3 GoPros, an Insta360, 4 phones, and 1 camera.
My Sony and Caitlin's camera if
Yeah.
she brings it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to upload the pictures. I was thinking like I could just throw them
I
all.
was
Like,
gonna say
I could put them all in like a slideshow and put that up. Just as
I
like
think the Google Drive thing you're doing is just fine.
well, yeah, but I have to take that down every month to put up the next month's one. It's like
fair.
YouTube's great because it's a time capsule. You can just upload whatever to, and it's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is it worth trying to slideshow 1,000 pictures?
I think,
Well,
I think
you can-
people download them.
Once it's
Yeah,
up on the
enough.
YouTube, you can at least like free the hard drive up. The pictures you can keep on there because they take a hell of a lot less
They
space.
do
though.
not actually.
Oh, okay.
One
Never mind.
event's
Oh,
worth of
sorry.
pictures is like 20 some gigs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah, but that's what I mean. It's like you
Yeah.
can get rid of the videos that are
They take-
hundreds of gigs.
They take about the same.
well.
Eight runs, 2 minutes apiece. Take
Oh,
up the same
fair, yeah, I
as
guess it's actually
1,000
So
pictures.
I have a NAS. You're more than welcome to put it
but
on there.
for no real
Yeah,
reason.
for what purpose?
Technically,
I don't know.
I've got them on my hard drive. They're
I was
not
like, I keep
important.
like the 2 or 3 best pictures from the event on my phone. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
that's
good
fine.
Yeah,
enough.
that's
Yeah.
pretty much the same as. I think it's what everybody does. To be fair,
Yeah,
just grab a couple. Like, that's cool, whatever. So
Um,
the videos will be,
But they
going up at
wouldn't
some
happen
point.
without people like Nick. So appreciate you,
thanks.
dog.
Yeah.
Before we started recording this, I mentioned to you guys about a controversial purchase I was gonna make.
Oh,
And it has something to do with the photography and shit that I do.
GoPro.
More lenses.
No, well, yes,
Ooh.
but not what I'm talking about. So,
Okay. Sony A7.
I would like a mirrorless, but I don't know if I
So-
need one.
Sony
right now.
A7. Do it. Buy an alpha lens. Come on.
So besides Rally,
Everything's expensive on them.
I mean, when I looked up on Best Buy, I think your camera's only $700.
My camera, mine's still a ZV. Get an alpha, get an actual A7. They're like $3,000.
Oh
yeah, don't do that.
no.
Yeah.
So besides Rally, I've been taking a lot of pictures for like friends and family, for like family pictures and shit.
Right.
What do you use to edit our podcast? Is it
I use
Premiere?
Premiere Pro.
Does it run like shit?
No,
Really?
mine runs excellent.
What the fuck? Every Adobe Premiere user, including me, it runs like dog shit after like 30 minutes.
Well, mine doesn't usually take 30 minutes to be
I was
fair.
gonna say, what?
fair,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say.
it
I mean,
is
you don't
fast.
edit much on this anyway.
I've done some pretty intense editing, and it's never been a
yeah,
problem.
even on here.
I could technically do it on the laptop. I've done clips and stuff on here.
Right. Okay.
And it's been fine-ish, but
So even with Lightroom on my computer, Caitlin's desktop,
yeah,
and her laptop that technically has better specs than both our desktops,
theoretically.
runs like ass after 15, 30 minutes.
That's okay. I can probably explain that. Do you guys pay for Adobe products?
She does. Even
That's your problem.
That's your problem.
So I actually have the torrented version on my
Okay.
computer.
That makes a huge difference.
She pays for it because it's a tax write-off for
I
her.
say, I'm like, if she has the legal version, you could use that.
Because
but-
in the background, they try to phone home so much. And then aren't there
Locked
like
it.
the new updates where like they cloud storage bullshit
well,
stuff?
to do all the AI features, you have to have Cloud Connect because
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
not processed locally.
Fuck that.
No,
Yeah. So I never have problems with mine.
fair. Even with my alleged torrented version, it still runs like ass on my computer.
Maybe you've seen a different. Maybe the version you have is just buggy.
Latest.
That's why.
Yeah, that's
mine's
why.
old as shit.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But
regardless,
I went on. Did a bunch of searching on Reddit and Google, and the consensus is Adobe products
it
just
run better on Mac.
Yeah.
As soon as you said,
Just runs like ass on Windows.
Don't do it.
I already going to.
You're going to?
I need it for actually editing and
Gross.
doing the side gig.
Fucking hate Macs.
That's literally all I need it for.
Honestly,
So
like
dog
I
shit.
don't want it to be the answer, but everything I've been watching,
Fuck
it's like
it, run Linux.
It sucks.
Adobe,
I can't do
not with Adobe
on Linux.
products.
Not with
That's gonna be more of a headache.
From what I have heard, they do just run better.
So you're buying
on
a
Apple.
brand new laptop?
Yeah, if they go for like 800.
The
I don't-
cheaper.
I don't
MacBook-
know.
The problem is I don't know how well they're gonna process on a laptop.
No difference M4 wise on an Air versus Pro. No
Damn
difference.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean-
I'm pissed that it's the answer.
I get it.
Yeah, I know. I hate
but
it though.
I know why I get it, and I don't like that I get it.
Same. I know.
Yeah.
I was trying to find another justification. Like, well, what if I got like a $1,500 Asus and people just like, no, it still runs like ass.
It's Windows being a pain in the
yeah,
ass.
it's just
not-
like every other benchmark. It's like no, when it comes to like actual photography
you-
editing and shit, it just
can you sideload a Windows or an Apple? Like,
Oh.
can you boot an Apple ecosystem?
you mean like Mac OS?
Yeah, like a
hack
VM.
OS or
any-
whatever.
Like
not
a VM.
anymore.
There used to be a way. I don't know if you still.
There
could.
used to be, but now that they use their own silicon, they don't have Intel support anymore.
That's
No,
fair.
because I used to
Yep.
do it. I used to do Hackintosh stuff in high
Yeah,
school.
that's what
it
I
was
was
so
talking about.
fucking cool.
I know there was a way you could do it. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was still eligible.
It not anymore.
Boo.
Now that
Womp
because
womp.
after no, it was
Ooh.
last year. It was the last update released to Intel.
Are you
based
guys
Macs.
all on Windows 11?
Nope.
No, not you guys, but for all of the products you're talking about, like your computer is
My computer is the
Kate-
the laptop has to be. Caitlin's
Yeah.
computer is not.
okay.
The
and it runs
desktop.
bad on hers too.
Yep.
Okay.
It just always has.
I'm on Windows 10 and I don't have any problems.
For when I've been doing this for like what is this, the third year now?
Oh, something like that at least.
Yeah, for the 3 years I've been
Years.
doing it, it's just always like after 30 minutes, it's like, all right, done for the day. It's running like shit.
I wonder if there's a cache like overflow problem.
There might
So, and I thought maybe
But
I'm
it's
not giving it
Adobe.
enough memory.
Or you're giving it too much and it's clogging the
So
system.
I thought that too. So I kind of just put it in the middle as 16, no matter what I fucking do.
So you should
It
build a
sucks.
You should build a Threadripper machine. That's what you're saying. You should spend 10 grand.
An M4 still
or just get
outbeats
one
Threadripper
M4
for it.
Yeah.
But- and I
get it.
hate that it's the answer.
I
though.
hate it, but that is the right answer.
I know.
Unfortunately.
I know. I'm not happy with it either, but if I'm actually going to, besides this rally stuff, if I'm actually going to be making money doing this, I do need
And on the
something
bright
that-
side, if you get it and it still doesn't work good, you can just sell the MacBook for retail price. 'cause
Exactly.
Fair.
People
yeah.
will buy them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well-
there is good resale on.
Yeah.
And
on
Micro
that.
Center, 30 days back, guaranteed.
In 30 days, you probably won't be able to notice it gets slow.
Probably
even,
not,
even if
but-
it's like maxing out the machine, it'll probably chug
Yeah.
through it. Once you're
Right.
like 6 months in is when you notice it.
Yeah,
But-
fair. But yeah, like you said, after 6 months, if I don't like it, sell it and
Yeah.
just
Well, and by then you'll probably
just
have
deal
made
with how
it,
it
hopefully
sucks on
made your
Windows.
money back by doing side shoots and whatever else.
I
or
could,
close,
yeah.
so-
For what I'm charging doing.
Yeah,
it,
if you make
I could-
$200
I can pay
in labor, you could sell the laptop for a $200 loss and break
Yeah,
even.
I was say like if
Yeah.
I were to do 4 photo shoots, then I pay it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Fair.
Not bad.
Speaking of things I hate,
Yeah.
speaking of things I hate, Andy, how's the Subaru?
Do you hate me or the Subaru?
We'll leave that open to the
I was
audience.
gonna say, yeah, you need the wording.
Open to
Which
interpretation.
Subaru?
All of them. They're all garbage. I hate every
Have I
one
done
of them.
anything to the Legacy?
You took the battery out of it, but that's
Yeah.
that's unrelated. Other than that, I don't think so.
No, yeah,
Other
I
than
think-
some parts shopping, but I don't know. We don't know about that yet.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I'll say I have purchased parts. They are currently loaded, and they will be delivered to me at the Rallycross event on Sunday.
Is he coming Saturday?
No, he's
Damn,
not.
I'm like,
Just-
can he
just
come
Sunday.
Saturday? We just do it in the parking lot.
Oh, just swap it all? God. Yeah,
No.
I've been wrenching all week to get the Jeep ready
Yeah.
for this weekend. I really want to fucking wrench all day Saturday. Fuck no.
What kind of wrenching would this?
Oh, actually, no.
entail?
I will be putting the hood on because I
Oh,
want the good
you want
hood
the-
on the
yeah,
car
that's-
to
oh,
also
and he
vent
needs,
heat.
Does he need to take it back to the lot?
No,
as well?
not the hood has no core charge. No.
Okay, so
I'm
regardless,
almost
what
positive.
parts are we talking about here?
So there's a hood scooped white hood that came from a junkyard from a Legacy.
For the car you rallycross.
For the car I'm rallycross, the
white
white
wagon.
wagon.
Yes.
I found out about this car from Facebook Marketplace. I messaged a guy. It was said $105 for a white hood scooped hood for a Legacy. Messaged a guy. I'm like, hey. He's like, the guy's like, it's at this junkyard. I work there. I listed it for that. I'm like, perfect, thanks. And then I'm like, well, I do need a transmission, so I might as well look up transmissions and a rear end and a
One-stop
matching
shop,
rear end.
baby.
While I'm there,
Yeah, because I want to do a Forester transmission, which is a 411 gear set, as well as a possible limited slip. I don't actually know if this is a limited slip or not.
you'll find out.
I asked the guy. The limited slips only come in cold weather cars, which have heated seats.
Yes.
I asked the guy to let me know if it had the heated seats. He never got back to me, so I don't know.
Either way, if not, you can always change. Is it in the transmission limited?
No.
slip, or
It's
is it
just the rear
diff?
end. The rear diff
Okay.
is limited slip, so I can change that. Which
Could
actually,
always-
your parts car might have one. So we have to. I might look at it. Possibly.
So we're
It's
gonna
either
do an
that.
axle
No, it's
swap.
because it's the same trim as your car. So that means your car would have one too. They're
In the
both- they're-
rear, you never know.
They're both limited.
I'm sure you've never checked.
Yeah, no.
Well, I'll say, does a parts car have heated seats?
No.
No, it's the
Okay,
same.
your car does. It doesn't?
No.
Oh, I thought
No,
it did. Okay,
no.
my bad. Okay,
Somehow
either
the
way.
limited is still a poor trim for these guys.
Well, there's also a 430 gear set in your guys' car, I think, for automatic transmission. So I'm not 100%. There's a lot of possibilities and
But they
trim
probably
specs
never
and
made the
whatnot.
manual in a 430 gear set, so you couldn't use it anyway.
Yeah, which I was that's why I wanted to do a bunch of research because I don't know exactly. But
But Subarus are all like, it's the same car. Oh, hey, we changed everything and didn't
or yeah, I'll say
acknowledge it.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
mid-year refresh.
the
Yeah,
430
6 fucking times.
the 430 gear set I know for sure, and the Forester is in the automatic transmissions. It might be different in the Outbacks. So
Right.
either way,
But they're all kind of the same
before you
parts.
scrap it, I want to look
There's
into
a
it.
lot of more
Either
things.
that, I say
get
either
it.
that, or I'm going to just take it out so I have a spare. So
Yes.
if it is at least
Well,
a
all
matching
right,
set,
fine. If
so.
you're gonna take the axle out, then I want the shocks out of it because that's my next. thing
While
I
he's
got.
in there.
I can take the diff out of it without taking the shocks off.
but while you're in
already
there,
there.
No,
you're nearby.
I don't have to
Fucking
drop
3
anyway.
bolts on the top.
He's going to hacksaw
I don't
through
wanna.
Then I guess you're not taking my fucking axle.
Son of a bitch.
He's going to sawzall through your axle shaft and just slide it out. Like,
Yeah.
fuck your control arms.
But yeah, so I
Okay.
have a Forester transmission and a matching diff.
So it should be probably 411 gears.
Yes, they
Do you
should
know
be.
what you have now in the car?
3 something. Yes.
Okay.
Standard
So
legacy.
no.
All legacies have 3 somethings.
Okay.
So these will be taller, aka more torque.
So what you're saying is you are now dedicating this car to racing because it's going to be unhappy on the interstate. With
I mean, it
411s.
already isn't. It's already doing 3,500 at 80, which is what I drive it at all
Well,
the time.
if you're at a
so.
355, you're going to be up at like 4,000 RPM, 4,200.
I don't have a tack for a reason. It's fine.
It's just singing in there.
It is always fucking loud in there. But no, yeah, ideally the blue Impreza will be running here very soon. I'll get into that soon too.
Dailyable.
But yeah, I have parts getting delivered to Rallycross, which is to go to that junkyard. That's the thing too is I went on Cardash Part to find the Forester transmission and diff. Found one at the same junkyard that the guy told me he works at that I know has the hood there. So I called him. I'm like, hey, fucking let's set all this up. Weirdly enough, he won't take the fucking card over the phone. He had to email me a PDF with a paper, just like a printed piece of paper with like name, card,
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Bro, he's stealing your information.
I'm like,
it's so over.
I'm like, this is so stupid. Well, he already has the money and the guy has the parts. So
to be fair, with a junkyard, you have to assume the average person calling them talks like they're out of the water boy.
fair, I guess. Yeah.
3.
He did make me send a picture of my ID, which fair, I get that.
Yeah.
But it's also like you can't take it over the phone. Like at the very least, make me text you a picture of my fucking license and then just take my card info because it's all the same.
Yeah.
Because I can't do a signature on fucking.
Yeah, but I suppose that way it's just it's a universal like here's a thing, fill it out. Like don't.
Yeah, whatever. Either
Yeah.
way.
Either way, you're getting parts.
Yeah, parts. Yeah, paid for them. Paid a guy $100 for delivery and just to go pick it up, and
Right.
then the $150 refundable core charge. I have 30 days for cores for my diff and trans.
Yep.
That's fair.
So at some point, either send it back up at the next event or go up there and get my $150 back.
Which they're open on Saturdays, so you could just run up there and drop it off.
Yeah, at some point. I got
You know.
30 days to.
Right.
I also need to get at least my shit out of the white legacy.
Also
so
true.
I basically have 30 days to either get the white legacy with the new trans and diff in, or get the blue car ready to daily drive. So we'll see.
Both or neither. Or you could daily the XJ.
Yeah, that's maybe.
That sounds like shit.
It is.
Well, currently going through a whatchamacallit?
a rebuild?
No,
Sad
not a
depression?
refund.
Oh.
Warranty. A warranty for my drive shaft. Third picture
Third
on the
pic-
top row.
This one? Ah, yes.
This is part of the reason.
Whew.
Hey,
This
that
is-
don't look good.
This is actually way worse than you guys think it is.
Yeah.
Because if you look closely, see this casting here?
yeah, it's
It
fucked.
blew
No.
a C-clip. It blew
Yeah.
the casting off the
No, there should be more material
Yeah.
above
for,
this.
for the C
Yeah.
clip to sit in. You can actually, like the little black painted part on the left
Yeah.
there.
Right.
You can see where it's supposed to sit in, and
Yeah.
it's gone now.
Is
Yeah.
it gone now?
It's
So-
fucked.
That is a $90 part. It's just the slip end
The
of
end
the drive
yoke.
shaft. But ideally, if I get under warranty, it'd be better. They have not emailed me back.
But it's been less than
3
a year.
days.
It's been like a year.
No, I ordered December, so 6 months.
Well, yeah, less than a year is what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah. So 6 months, 2 trips technically. Like,
yeah, and you weren't even that hard on it. all
yeah, I
things
spent
considered.
over $1,000 in drive shafts for them. I'm like, yeah, it'd be cool if you sent me a new one of
Send me
these.
a new yoke.
Especially when like, yeah, the C clip blowing out. I'm like, who would ever think that would happen?
Yeah, like,
I've never seen anyone
That's
complain
like
about
a
this ever.
defect because the way it came
Yeah,
off.
you guys put
shit.
The
C
rest of
clip
it
in
is kind of fucked up still, but at the same time, like, yeah, I really hope you warranty it. If not, I will buy it, but still.
And it'd be one thing like, so there's a thing where you can weld your U-joints in, you put a couple tacks on it and it can't come out.
Oh, yeah.
If you had done that and it cracked the casting, it's
Oh,
like,
yes,
I put
understandable.
heat into it, that's on
Yes,
me.
I
screwed
weakened
up.
the metal around it. Sure. No, this was how
was-
they sent it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even, like, there's no marks on the actual barrel of the drive shaft at
Right.
all.
You didn't bounce it off a rock. Like, this
Exactly.
is well within usable spec.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kind of waiting to see what they say about that. But
Right.
Damn.
Where do you want me to start? You want me
let's
to
go.
start here and skip
yeah,
this?
the left one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is why I had no forward motion.
Damn.
That is the
Hey, that's gone.
the output shaft on a 231 transfer case.
That not good.
That is a
Clean brake.
Clean
Shit.
brake. That is melted brake.
Yeah.
That
So
is
I
vile.
think I have a theory.
I think it's
ain't got no
broken.
gas in it.
I know I had my foot all the way in the
had-
gas. Is
he
the
had
problem.
too much gas in
Too
it.
much gas in it. Yeah.
That'll do it.
No, I think actually the reason this broke is because I have a hack and tap.
Oh, you
The
think you
hack
might
and
have
tap.
weakened?
So a hack and tap versus a proper SYE, a slip yoke eliminator. The main shaft, which is this, that
Was
goes
this.
into the transfer case. The end of it is either like the factory, how I had it.
Where
It's
there's
just a
splines.
splined end, and you slip the drive shaft on. Well,
Okay.
running the drive shaft setup that I do, it's a double cardan, which you cannot. It doesn't have a splined end. It has a U joint style. You need a yoke to bolt that to.
Correct.
The hack and tap is basically a cheat way to put a yoked end on
Yeah.
that spline.
It's just an adapter.
So
plate.
it converts it from a slipping yoke, which is what it is factory, to a fixed yoke.
Yes.
That way you don't have slip off of the case.
Yes.
You have it in the middle of the shaft instead.
yes.
Which is the same reason I spent 2 months trying to buy a Bronco transfer case.
Correct.
And then bought one and the flange was missing, which turns out they don't make. That doesn't
Yeah.
exist. So I had to buy a second transfer case out of a Bronco for the
Yeah.
yoke.
Dope.
Yeah.
So I think the reason this split so much is because the hack and tap stays out of the transmission or out of the transfer case probably 6 inches is where the end
Something
of the
like
shaft
that.
is. In a slip yoke, it's out about 3.
yeah.
So I think that extra bit of leverage and the massive amounts of torque being applied to the
All of a
entire
sudden.
drive line that
Yeah.
all 4 wheels caught air, all slamming down at the same time and taking that torque.
Yeah. It was just overloaded and
Plus
it didn't have
something
enough
broke.
material.
Plus, you did drill, a hole through this solid steel shaft to tap
Well,
into, which means
There's
that
still probably all of the thread is only 1.5 inches into the splines
would've-
of that.
it would've broken
There's
before
still
that.
at least 4 more inches of shaft until it broke.
Okay.
This is
Unrelated
in the
to
middle
that.
of the case is where
Yeah.
it broke, which I was actually kind of surprised about because also that shaft stayed in that half of the case.
somehow.
Like it's got a C-clip. I don't know how I broke the middle. I don't know how I broke the middle part of the transfer case without breaking the entire case of the transfer case.
Is there a bearing right after this? Maybe it deflected and pushed it in the middle.
Technically, yes, but I'm also shocked. I'm shocked that the entire case didn't spider web and whatnot.
That is more
the only
impressive.
other thing I saw, which 2 pictures over should be it. That one,
This one?
the one more
This
back one. That
Ah.
that is the shifter
fork?
selector.
Yeah.
Yes, that goes through the case.
And
That's
there's
the
a-
only other thing I saw.
That might have been cracked. It's
Yeah, who
probably
knows?
not, but
Oh, and then
doesn't
also
look
like
heavy.
there are some gears, planetary gears down
Just
in
loose.
in this. There were like many broken teeth off of that, but at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
what could have happened is you broke a planetary gear, it bound, the axle was still spinning. It bound on one side, spun on the other, and that's what sheared that shaft.
That would be more.
If you broke a gear first, it'd load up that shaft, stop it from spinning.
Okay, so yeah, maybe it's not the hack and tap. Maybe it actually was just a planetary gear.
Well, the hack and tap would be the most vulnerable place for it to break.
But since it broke so far in the middle of that shaft, it broke where the leverage is being applied on the hack and tap. If it broke off outside the case where that spline end is, I totally understand it. But this is
where you drilled it or anything.
Yeah, where I drilled it and whatnot, it is 4 inches into the transfer case is where it clean broke.
The extra leverage probably didn't help.
No.
I bet you broke a planetary gear.
Probably
bound to the shaft, and then it just.
Yeah, I wonder if the planetary gear broke, the case where the shift fork that whole area, because that's where it is basically just to the right of where this rod goes.
This is where the planetary is.
Right. You can kind of see the teeth just barely right there. Yeah.
Yeah, right here on this edge.
Yeah, that's where the teeth are, or the gears are. And so I'm assuming
this bound it pushed on the case half.
Yeah, maybe I gotta look at the case a little harder too and see.
I bet you. The problem is there's definitely be marks on all of it.
Oh yeah. But
it's like.
But I'm curious if I didn't look hard enough. I opened it up and looked. I'm like, oh, I see why this wasn't going forward anymore.
Oh, it's trashed.
And then put it back together because I still had to get my stuff done. Because at the time, I didn't know I was getting a rain day the next day. This was Tuesday.
Fair.
So so I just left it there and moved on.
I would say that makes more sense because if you had broke the rear shaft first, it would have cut all the power off of it.
Yes.
And you'd still front wheel drive.
Yes.
The fact that it's still weird how it broke.
Yes.
But the planetary is where all the torque multiplication happens. So I guess if one of those gears snapped bound, that shaft was just the next thing in the momentum line.
Something, somewhere along that. It was either going to shock itself, or the shock was going to be sent all the way back to the planetary gears again and break more of them.
Right.
But I think it went... Basically, the power went through the planetary gears and broke. That power was still going to the axle, made it to the axle that's now dead stopped, came back up into the transfer case and broke at the weakest part of the shaft inside.
The part so on this shaft, is this where it splits into splines, or does it go to a different style?
Yeah,
or it's smooth right here or something.
Yeah, like where I don't even know what to call it. They're not threads. Technically, that is where
some sort of spiral.
The speedo. Gear. Yeah, the speedo gear runs off of that.
Right. But it goes from like smooth shaft to this back to something
then
else.
back to splined, like regular smooth splines.
Yeah. So there's a seam there. It makes sense. It cracks on these hard corners.
Yeah, that's why when you said that, I'm like, oh, that has to be it.
That makes a ton of sense.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So the chain looked fine?
Chain was fucking... They're way beefier than I thought. Why Steve ever thought the fucking chain needs to be upgraded, I'll never know.
I think...
It's the beefiest part of this entire transfer case.
I do think
far.
When he did the Dakota swap, it's a 6-gear planetary, not a 3.
Oh, okay.
I think that was part of it. Or it's a thicker gear or something.
Okay. Maybe that I understand. But as far as just the chain, absolutely not. The case is the most brittle point at that.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, no, the chain is... I mean, it's fucking...
It's like an inch and a half.
Inch and a quarter fucking wide and just beefy.
Yeah.
Because I tried popping it off
the corner
of these.
Of it, yeah.
I tried popping it off of the two...
Teeth, essentially. Gears, yeah.
And it's fucking big and heavy. Like,
That's what she said.
The fact that it held up is a pretty good sign.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things we were thought, like maybe the chain snapped, it wedged into something. But
So.
The fact that you broke call it a 1-inch shaft, clean in half, and the chain's fine, it's pretty impressive.
So but
cool.
So what's going on
that's
here?
That's the other case half.
Oh, this is looking
That's
through.
with the shaft still in it. Yeah.
So there's that bearing we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then wow.
And then, like I said, there's still probably at least a 4 to 5 inch worth of shaft, or probably
Unbroken.
3 inside this case half, and then probably 2 or 3 outside.
So this is looking from the rear output of the transfer case in.
Yes.
From the rear drive shaft where it would come into it.
Oh, no. This is from inside the case going out.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, this
I had
like
it backwards.
From this picture view would be the end of that broken shaft pointing towards the rear axle.
You're looking from the transmission towards the axle.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yep. So yeah.
Damn.
Oh, why is everything out of order?
I don't know.
Unrelated. We want.
Oh yeah, the
this
last
one
right there. Yep.
Yeah. This is what I was trying to scroll to.
So resealed the new transfer case.
This is the new one
that has the slip yoke eliminator. You can kind of see that there. That's
it has proper bolt-on threads.
Yes, proper shaft, proper
So
yoke.
on the hack and tap, you use this starting point and put a little bolt in here.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yes.
These are how they're supposed to be with an outer.
Yeah, that's
thread.
a 28 millimeter socket that goes onto that nut,
Yeah.
as opposed to a
Big boy.
9/16 that goes on the
yeah.
bolt that holds the hack and tap in. So.
Yeah, very different application styles.
Yes. Ended up swapping out the speed sensor, which is a little thing where that wire goes.
One of these guys.
Resealed it, opened this one up, resealed it, popped it back in. Everything looks good in there.
See some goo sliding out.
Yeah, I ran out of gray
Is that
silicone.
copper seal?
I ran out of gray silicone, so I had to use the high temp copper shit. Yeah, I'm like, whatever, it'll work.
Hey, man.
Sealant.
Yep.
That shit gets hot.
I could have brought you some Type 2 gasket sealer that never dries.
No.
When we did those axle seals, Michael got a little bit on his arm. It took like 5 days to get off.
I believe that. Yeah.
And it's like, as a diesel mechanic, he's brake cleaning himself all the time and stuff. And he's like, it won't go away.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully that doesn't leak. I don't know.
Oh, that actually, now that I think about it, yeah, the never drying gasoline Permatex gasket I use for like my fuel cells, that shit's like
it hangs around.
It stays in the crack, like your fingerprints for a couple days for sure.
It seals your skin
Kinda,
and sticks in
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But yeah, looking at this, I took this picture after getting the transfer case up there. I look back at it and I'm like, man, nothing's really lining up and it's hanging down really low. I'm like, shit. I've heard about people clocking the transfer case. I think I have it clocked wrong. Because you look at the floor pan, it's like 6-8 inches
There's
above
a
it.
noticeable gap here. Like you're in the wrong bolt holes almost.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I think I got to take it apart and switch it. Fucking, first off, getting all this was the transfer case I broke was the factory transfer case. So there was a bracket that goes over top of 2 nuts because there's studs and nuts.
Yeah.
There's a bracket on top of that you can't really get to. So I ended up just getting one of those nuts off, bending the shit out of it to get to the other one, managing to get a 1/2-inch impact socket all the way up there to not round it off.
This is one of those jobs you need 6 elbows for.
Yeah, it's not fun. Finally get all the shit off. Got it swapped in, start putting the new one in. I'm like, I think it's clocked wrong. Take all the fucking nuts back off. Oh, also I had the transfer case I got needed 4 studs replaced. 2 of them were already replaced with bolts. 2 of them were bent to shit.
Because on the front of the case, it's studs that slide into the transmission.
Yes.
And there's 6 of them.
6 of them,
Okay.
yes. 2 of them were already bolts. I'm like, I'd like to put studs from the broken transfer case in here. And then 2 of them were bent and fucked up. I'm like, I don't think a nut's gonna go. Like, you could just see the gaps in the thread were not unison. I'm like,
Something
this
ain't right.
stud is bent to shit. I'm gonna weld a nut to it, run them out, whatever.
Put new ones in.
Yeah, so I swap. It's all good. It's all studs now. We're good there.
Cool.
Set it in there. Get it all tight. I go to put the transmission cross member up. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I'm like, I think it
Ding.
needs to be clocked. That's what I took this picture.
So it did need to be reclocked, is what you're saying.
No, I take
Oh.
all the fucking nuts back off of it, drop the transmission cross member,
Oh, no.
take it out, try to fucking spin it. This thing weighs 80 pounds, so it's just barely enough for me to do laying on my back and extending my arms all the way out.
Is it enough you can rest it on the splines and then twist it?
It'll stay in there once you get it. Goes on pretty easy.
Once
it's just a
the
matter
studs,
of getting it up there. The problem is the gap. But I should have looked at it. The gap between the studs is like 4 inches, so it doesn't need clocked.
No.
I'm just an idiot, and it's resting on the fucking jack stand. That's why it's hanging so low, because the jack stand is on the pan. It's just hanging
no.
down there.
There's
and I'm
nothing
just a
holding it
fucking
up.
idiot. So I did 40 minutes worth of fucking work taking it back out to then go spend another 20 minutes to get it back put together and then start putting the transmission cross member back
Congratulations.
got
You played
Fucking-
yourself.
I was so fucking
Doesn't
pissed.
stuff like that just hurt?
Just
on the
fucking. So yeah,
inside?
you were saying about doing double work. I'm like, brother, I fucking feel you.
been there, done
and it was
that.
my fault. It wasn't even FedEx's fault.
At least your transfer case is somewhat manageable.
Yes, this
Marcus
is true.
was there to help me do mine, and it was not fun.
Yeah, no, this
Brian
one,
was
not too bad.
angry.
It's really hard to do, especially when you're like before I put the clocking ring on mine.
Yeah.
you could put it onto the splines in the
Yes,
transmission
and then line up
lift
the
it up and
studs
put it
and-
together.
yeah.
Once I put the clocking ring on, because mine was just bolts, it was not studs.
Oh yeah.
So I'd lift it up, put bolts onto it easy. Once I
Yeah.
put the studs on it with the clocking ring, I couldn't do that. So I'm like, I have to get it just right and slide it on
Yeah.
here.
No,
and
luckily-
line the splines up.
Yeah. Luckily, I put it in, and
That's what she
the
said.
studs are long enough. There's one actually. Pissed me off. Actually, I didn't know there. One of the nuts you have to take off is underneath the transmission cross member. I thought I could take this out, leaving the cross member in.
Oh,
Not
sure.
true.
Not true.
So Yeah, but the good part about that one is it's the easiest one to get a nut on when you're setting it back together. So you get that one on like 4 or 5 threads.
You put that one
You can
early.
leave it. You put all the rest of them on, then you torque them all. You tighten them all up at the same time.
Did you Loctite any of this?
No.
Cool.
I just have more things to check now. But now that all the brackets and shit are out of the way, I got rid of another bracket that was on the transmission mount.
Okay.
It blocked a ton of shit. I just didn't need that
It just,
at
like,
all.
stuck
that
up
because I have an
weird.
aftermarket transmission mount now, so that bracket it's just it's a 1/4 inch plate.
It's just unnecessary.
It used to be it used to have an exhaust hanger on it. That's what it was. Now that I have a completely custom exhaust and run an aftermarket transmission mount, I don't need that plate. Take it the fuck out of there. Gives tons more room around everything.
Weight saving.
So from now on, I have to like a bolt check is going to consist of the 2 bolts that hold the transmission mount in, as well as all the T-case nuts. Not a big deal.
Fair.
So
where are we at today? Is it all
everything
other
is
than the drive
together.
shaft?
I didn't take any pictures. The anti-wrap bar is also cleaned up, re-welded, preheated the casting on the diff, fucking welded that. Everything looks good there. Everything fucking went back together.
One thing I did consider is like we should wrap the back of the anti-wrap bar around the axle. Like put like a plate, go from the top of it down around the axle down to the bottom eye.
It's like a
put-
supporter.
So basically like turn it from 2 plates into a C shape. That way it can't rip off forward again, but the fact that it broke the first time means something was everything broke the first time.
I honestly am kind of okay with that being a weak point.
Yeah.
Like it just kind of
Yeah,
is
I
what it
guess
And
is.
it's
that's
one
fair.
bolt to
The
get it out of the
14
way.
bolt housing is a relatively cheap
Your housing's already junk. You might as well tear it up more.
yeah, kind of.
If something's gonna rip, it might as well be that.
yeah, so
That's actually fair.
So yeah, we'll leave that.
Your weak
There.
link is a 1.5 inch solid bar.
Yeah.
60-pound thing, but hey, whatever. I'll take
works.
that.
Yeah, got that in. Mounted, made new mounts for my new farm jack for the back on the cage. That's in.
Cool.
Everything's ready to go except for
Bum, bum, bum.
the conversion joint, which I bought the spare Tom Woods drive shaft from the guy.
From the same guy that you bought everything else from.
That shaft is fucked. That I also didn't even realize it's not a double cardan shaft.
Oh, that's way different.
Won't clear the cross member we built for the anti-wrap bar.
Sure won't.
Because now the transfer case is technically shorter. And the double cardan doesn't give you that 4 inches of length to where it bends, it the angle breaks over top of that bar.
With your transfer case not being hack and tapped anymore, is it shorter anyway?
Yes.
It will.
The SYE is short. Yes, a double cardan shaft will work.
It will clear it.
Yes.
Okay. Because
It gets
real
closer.
close.
There was plenty of room. Even like if you don't have the drive shaft hooked up to the axle, if you let it hang
even lower. It's fine.
before on the hack and tap, it
Yeah.
could hang naturally as far as the U joints will go, and
Correct.
it would not clear. It would not hit that cross member actually.
Yes. Because we built it. It's basically just behind the transfer case.
Yes. So yeah, with the hack and tap, it would not hit that at all. Even not connected to the axle, it would not hit it. The max U joints it'll go would not do that.
Because I'm like, with it being
So
a
that
little
was
bit
good.
shorter, I'm like, that's
Now that
actually
it's
gonna be kinda
shorter,
close.
it might hit that like naturally, but I don't
Right.
think the rear axle will ever be
And if-
able to get it that low.
And if it does, we can always notch that tube out, move it.
Yes.
Low. We can do something. Considering that held up enough to rip your anti-wrap off,
yeah.
I think we can modify that a little if it needs
So
to be.
basically, I spent $200 on a spare shaft for just the end because that's what I needed. Because my end is fucked up, my top half is good. His bottom half is fucked because you can't put a new. That was my plan, was just to put a new U joint in.
Yeah, in the bottom of it.
In the bottom of it with a conversion joint, and
Right.
the top was going to be a what the fuck is it?
1330.
1350.
Yeah. Oh, wait, because you have
at the transfer case.
You have the yoke for the
I have
transfer
a
case.
1310 and a 1350, so both drive shafts are able to be connected to at the transfer case now.
Correct.
I just need a 1410 to 1350 down at the other end.
Right.
If I'm running his shaft.
If you're on that shaft, which turns out you probably can't run other than...
I can't because the ears are bent so bad you will never be able to get a U joint in it besides what's in it right now. Which is fine.
If you just ground the shit out of it...
No,
They're bad?
They're egg shaped.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm like,
So
maybe you could grind
So
it
basically I
enough
spent
to just-
$200 for just his slip, which works perfectly because my slip is bad, his is good, and vice versa. So what I
suppose.
did was just steal his off, like steal his end piece off.
Right.
They're the exact. It slipped right onto my drive shaft. beautiful. Now the 1410, 1350 goes on to my drive shaft with his end piece.
Okay.
So I spent basically $200 to make sure I go this weekend to.
To have a spare without waiting for your warranty.
Yes,
I
correct.
gotcha. Well, that's at least that's okay.
Not here nor there. I should have looked further. I should have realized it's not a double cardan shaft. Whatever.
Didn't even cross my mind. I forgot yours was a double cardan.
Yeah.
Like
so,
it's one of those things you don't think about it till
but
it's too late.
hey, it works now. At least I have a spare. I have spare parts. It's worth it in the end. It's fine.
I mean, if
I did have to order a $100 conversion joint from Summit Racing because it was the only place that could get one before
ASAP.
It was either Saturday or Summit and pay $8 extra to make sure it's here on Thursday rather than Friday.
so it should be here today.
It's here today. Yes.
cool.
So
I say your other shaft. It's like you could put a U-joint in it and tack the cap down since the C-clip's broken, but that's
Yeah.
really not awesome, especially if you're going to warranty it.
yeah. Well, the other side ear is also a little bent, so I need the whole new slip. Which whatever.
It's
Again,
like
not
we
that big a
could
deal.
make that work for a day.
Yes.
Especially if very mild wheeling.
Yeah, exactly.
You could honestly, you could probably wheel all day in two-wheel drive, in front-wheel drive.
Oh, I was also like, I could just take the anti-wrap bar cross member off.
This is also true.
Like, just if I have to run the one-piece shaft to get off trail or something, we can just unbolt that real fast. Not a big deal.
Yeah, we can
whatever.
you could tow you back with your Subaru. I mean, it's,
Yeah. So yeah, got that figured out. So yeah, right now all I have to do is tomorrow, Friday after work, install the conversion joint in the drive shaft, get the drive shaft bolted in, fill the transfer case with fluid, bought the fluid today, and something else.
Hell yeah. Load all the stuff up, or is there something else?
Yeah,
in between
load
there?
the trailer is a big thing. Yeah, that I'm not super worried about. But
Right.
yeah, ideally wrenching on the Jeep, pretty well done.
Cool.
So yeah.
So once you get all these spare parts for the car, is there anywhere to put them to drive them home with? Or are you going to put them in the car?
Oh yeah, the back of the Subaru.
Okay, where's the hood going?
On the car. Oh, the bad one? I
other-
don't give a fuck. It's steel at this point. I don't give a
I'll
shit.
put it on the deck and park on top of it.
Probably. I'm not kidding. Yeah.
I got ratchet straps.
throw one ratchet strap
Yeah.
over top of it.
Okay.
It'll be fine. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, what else have you gotten done in the last week plus, or 2 weeks at this point?
Well, I had a giant. The Friday after last week's podcast, I had a giant fire just for reference.
Yes, we do have 2 pictures of that.
Yeah.
It was a very large fire.
Yeah.
20-ish foot tall
I'd say
flames where you
30.
can see the Subaru down and to the left. Yeah.
For reference, there's a Subaru, and it was
Subaru's the threatening aura.
probably higher than this at some point.
Yeah.
This is an album
Had to
cover.
be.
Honestly, yeah.
This is some black metal band.
It does look kind of
Yeah.
Just put a little grain effect over it
It
with
kinda
the,
already had
with the,
Subaru.
with the
Yeah.
parental advisory sticker.
But yeah, sort of small fire.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, why are the pictures out of order?
I don't-
You can see
It
that they're
always
in order.
does.
It's never this bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Other picture.
fire.
Oh, yeah. Just thought that was neat.
His light as it's like
Let's
blindingly
say there's a
bright.
ghost. Yeah.
My bad.
My bad. Yeah, that was Friday night.
I think that's pretty much it.
And then-
Up until
That's the white Subaru, the Jeep, and a small fire.
the blue Subaru.
Yes,
The blue Subaru had a maiden voyage.
did it.
That was
Because you got your fuel lines, you got those put in.
Yeah,
Everything
that was-
fit good.
well, this would be 2 Fridays ago now.
Many a days.
The blue Subaru had a maiden voyage, drove it around the block, got everything buttoned up with it. I spent 8 hours on what the fuck? When did you have the fire at?
That was Friday 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was. Oh,
No,
that was
that
Friday.
Or was it Saturday?
That was Saturday.
That was Saturday because I was working at Michael's.
Was it
And
Saturday
I'm like,
or was it
Oh yes,
Sunday?
it had to have been Saturday.
It was Saturday.
Had to have been Saturday because I put 8 hours of brake lines on the blue Subaru in
Yeah,
order
that's
to
right.
get it to drive.
Because that was the day I went up to Plano. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yes.
Saturday.
Because I'm like,
Yes.
it's Saturday. I worked at Michael's all day. I'm going to be tired.
Yes. Yep.
And you guys are like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So I did 8 hours of brake lines on Saturday. On the
was
plus
also
side,
raining.
this out of every brake line I've ever replaced,
Oh, no.
the blue Subaru has the best pedal feel after I've touched the brakes ever. It is literally exactly
Wow,
as
you
it should
didn't fuck it up.
be. Yeah. So that's cool.
You're very consistent at making brakes worse somehow.
Yeah. Even though I put better parts on them and everything else.
Put brand
yeah.
new parts and everything, and it gets worse every
Yeah,
time
so-
you touch it.
I don't know. Either way.
You're 1 for like 5 now. You're doing
Yeah,
good.
pretty much. Yeah. 1 for 5 on good brakes.
On the one car that actually needs them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair. So yeah. Put brake lights on it, drove it around like the
country mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2 miles total around the country mile. Came back to the house, checked everything over. I'm like, all right, cool. It's fucking 6-7 o'clock at this point. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go drop my dog off at my parents' house And then, it needed gas because the gas light was on, the battery light was on, and the check engine light was on. I'm like, we're not going to worry about any of that. It's fine. Maiden voyage, baby. I'm excited. The battery light's been on since I bought the car, so whatever.
Working out the kinks, maybe it's bad
Gas
sensor.
light, I'm like, it could be stuck. Also, probably needs gas. I have no gas at the new place.
And if you do, it'd probably be 87. You're like,
No, I am filling the gas cans with 93. Just
okay,
because
that's
Wow.
no,
kinda
less
everything.
ethanol and stuff too.
Yeah, it works.
Fair.
So I'm like, all right, whatever.
Does this car require?
No, there's no
90
tuner. The only
No,
part,
but even stock, does it require like 91?
I wouldn't think so. It might ask for it.
I mean, it's a turbo sports car. You'd think it would.
I only
want
put
What
5
is it
gallons of
again?
it.
Meanwhile, Ford with the
03
EcoBoost,
WRX
Row 87.
Impreza.
I mean, my Fiesta requires 91 factory.
Oh, fair.
But my 2.3 truck doesn't.
Right.
Like it'll
Yeah.
take 87.
EcoBoost Mustangs, I think.
I don't know.
87.
It's everything.
I would assume not. Maybe the STIs do.
There
but
was an
since
STI in that generation though.
the 04, so 1 year later. They did,
Yeah.
But I'm like, I didn't know if maybe I'm like it is a turbo sporty car.
Yeah, maybe, probably not. I would assume.
Did you put 93 in it?
No,
Oh.
Casey's doesn't have 93, so
You put Casey's in it?
The
It's-
recommended.
I'm
Gas
not
is
going to
gas.
BP, and there was another reason I went to Casey's too. I forgot
Beer.
what it was, though. But either way.
Probably beer. It's closer to your parents' house too.
The recommended fuel octane rating
That's a
is
myth.
91 or higher.
Who's
while
that-
the engine
Who
can't.
is that from?
AI.
That's not real. Then ignore
yeah.
that. I do not. The AI overview on Google is always wrong. I cannot believe how often it's wrong.
it can go either way. Either way, it'll drive around enough on
Oh, yeah.
87. I put 5 gallons in it just to see if the light would go away. It did, so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, it was empty.
Yeah, if you're not
Good to
beating
know.
on it, it will absolutely be fine.
Yeah, I was beating on it.
Okay,
turns
this
out,
this
but-
is from clubwrx.net.
Those guys are probably
the
idiots.
WRX
Yeah, well, those
forums.
guys are the fucking jerk offs who were like, "Oh, of course I give my car like 93
I filled the
octane."
extra 5 horses.
Yeah,
I give
brother.
93 an octane boost at every other fill up.
Exactly,
Some
yeah.
nonsense like that.
Make it race fuel.
Yeah.
There's literally a comment here that just says use 91, use 91, use 91.
It's
I
just-
understand you're a poor college kid, but 91 or nothing.
Damn. All right. He might be cooking, but
Fair enough, but yeah,
Okay. So put 93 in it next time.
yeah, that's fine. Next time will be a minute.
Yeah.
So on the country mile, drove great. There was 2 miles. It was probably another 5 to the gas station. On the 2 mile jaunt, made a little fucking noise, kind of like a blow off valve stuck or something. I'm like, I don't know what that was, but it's still, I still hear the turbo making noise. It still drives good. On the way to the gas station, I realized that it's making some fucking weird noise.
It's getting weirder.
I have a video of a weird noise it's making, but that was after it got even weirder.
This is already after the gas station is the noise gets worse.
No, before the gas station, I knew there was something wrong.
Okay.
Anytime it's supposed to be making boost, it's making like a screeching noise. I'm like, that's weird.
Ooh.
Got gas, dropped my dog off. I'm like, okay, Marcus is having a little bonfire. Let's go out there. It's a nice like 10, 12 miles. You know, by the time I get back to my house, it'll probably be like 20 or 30.
A
Perfect.
smooth, easy drive to see what happens.
Yeah. Still making the screeching noise the whole time. As I'm heading out there, this video happens. Or I'm like, I'm going to record this
Oh,
because
boy.
I don't know what this is.
Nobody's gonna believe you. if I
As a
don't record
caption for the Snapchat, I put, who the fuck put a kazoo in my engine?
a kazoo. He says, huh?
Yeah, because I don't know what else to explain this noise as.
Fair.
Oh, buddy.
It sounds like the Jetsons.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what it sounds like? Fake EV car noise.
Or fake straight cut gears.
Yeah, well, that too. But like
Yeah.
when
But
the
yeah.
EV's like fake, they're like
Oh, yeah,
whooshing
yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like this thing.
But eventually I do like a lot of like on and off throttle. You can hear it's only under boost. Like right there.
As the boost
RPMs are
ramps,
smooth, but boost is, that's what's doing it.
As the boost ramps up, it gets louder.
Oh, you'll notice the battery light went off. That's important.
Okay.
The battery light was down low on that
Okay.
little strip there.
If I click back again, is it back on? Oh yeah, it's down here in this little strip.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's gone. Okay.
Yep. So I'm just like, I'm getting this video to mostly just to put in the Bug Eye group on Facebook and be like, hey, what the fuck is this? Because my thought is, I think this is a stuck blow-off valve, which makes sense. This car sat a while,
Some sort of boost
130,000 miles on a stock turbo. Sure, that makes sense.
It's been sitting. Yeah, stuff happens.
But it still drives great.
yeah,
Overall, the driving experience is fantastic.
basically unchanged.
Other than having no boost and it screaming at me.
and a weird like light comes on, light goes off. This light changes.
Yeah, the battery light. I'm like, that's weird.
Okay, here we go. Did some digging.
Oh, jeez.
Found your owner's manual.
Okay.
2.0 turbo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Use premium unleaded gasoline with an
they say
octane rating of 91 aka
Okay.
or higher. If premium unleaded gasoline is not available, regular unleaded gasoline of an octane rating of 87 or higher may be temporarily used.
Yeah.
He's
For
temporarily using
optimum engine performance and drivability, it is recommended
91.
that you use a premium grade unleaded gasoline.
Fair.
So 91.
Cool.
it. So
You're welcome.
So big turbo
Thanks.
E85.
Hell yeah.
Just throw a bunch of injector in it.
It might get a turbo.
You think so?
Well, because I broke a bunch of studs trying to get this turbo out of the car.
We were talking
dummy.
about it on Friday. You're
Yeah.
like, it's going to be a real pain in the ass. Did you continue after that conversation?
Did I wrench on it Friday?
You had said you would like try to get one of the bolts off, and one was super. You could only get a wrench on it, and it was super tight.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
That was
so
what you
there's
had told
5
me.
bolts on the turbo.
For the down,
Or sorry, there's two nuts. No, sorry.
3 studs and 2 bolts or something.
Yes, 3 studs, 2 bolts.
Some
That's what it
weird
is.
combination.
Yeah, just it's a motherfucker.
Compact cars.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to melt off the underneath stud and bolt and just put stud. I already broke off the other 2 studs because those nuts were not coming off.
And this bottom one, it's like
The bottom one, you can only get a wrench on it because the downpipe is so big. There is no room for a socket to go on it. The curve of the downpipe goes right over top of
it
it.
blocks your
Pretty
access.
much only ever get a wrench on it.
And
And
they're
I
probably not
tried, and it didn't happen. And I said, "Fuck this! I'm melting it off."
Yeah.
And it's
Because you
sat there
can't
ever
be
since.
tight if it's a liquid.
So did you figure out what that noise is?
Yes,
It is
so-
something in the turbo?
Yeah. So everybody's like, "Oh, your turbo's junk. Oh, that turbo's screaming for life." I'm like, "It's not. It's making boost, and I hear it spinning fine. Like, there's just no way." One guy posted a video. He said, "It's the seal on the back of the turbo inlet housing. So the cold side,
Oh, that would make
just a
sense.
silicone seal." I'm like,
Yeah,
fair
because if
enough."
it's trying to suck air in, it's gonna whistle.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, that sounds exactly right. Play the video. It's fucking identical noise.
So it's not a boost leak. It's the opposite. It's
Yes.
a intake vacuum leak.
Yeah.
essentially,
yes,
where
but it's
pulling.
throwing everything out of whack because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
getting
Well,
way more
yeah.
air
and,
now.
And you're on
essentially.
87.
Yeah, maybe.
So it's
poopy
pinging.
fuel.
I figured it'd be well. I don't know. Is it new enough to where it would adjust timing?
Not
Or
like,
is it
not,
too old?
not that much.
Not
Okay.
03, no.
It might function fine.
Yeah.
For like
if you-
in emergencies or something.
If you lean on it hard, it will start to ping.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I say,
100%.
and so that was the noise that happened. It made like perfect boost on my 2-mile country mile jaunt, but I full boost. I did a fucking pull in it, and I all of a sudden made weirder
Yeah.
turbo noises. Now it's just getting worse. I'm like,
So
yeah.
that
So that gasket got sucked
a
in.
silicone gasket.
And it's just
Yes.
flapping
it was
there.
probably dried out from
Yep.
sitting.
Yep.
And now it's
Well, cool.
no longer connected.
So,
fixed?
well, no. I need to get the turbo off. The Jeep's been inside the garage. I didn't want to torch it out in my gravel driveway. I'm like, I'm going to fucking bring this in once the Jeep's done.
Right.
That's going to get worked on after this weekend.
Finish one at a time. Yeah.
Yeah. Just because I'm fucking sick of working on shit and gravel.
Fuck it. Just go get some high grade silicone in a tube.
Well, I don't know. I don't know exactly where the seal is because there are no videos on this because everybody just replaces it because a stock STI off a newer generation turbo is $200. So everybody just puts one of those on. Problem is, I don't want to buy the $300 Cobb fucking tuner
And then pay $100
and a
to get it
$200
tuned,
turbo and fuck. I
Yeah.
just want this thing to be bone stock.
reliable.
Yeah. So
All right, I'll start looking at OEM diagrams.
Well, it's you take off the compressor housing and it
Well,
goes in
yeah.
there.
yeah. Ideally, it's just that.
It's probably
So,
like 4 bolts on the backside of the housing.
hoping so, but I still need to get the turbo off. So yeah,
You should
cross
get it
that
off
bridge when I get
anyway.
there.
While it's off, you can like check the shaft and see if it feels good. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, I can plan to put the fucking I think VF48 in it later, but
HX35. Stop coming straight.
9-blade.
It spools at 5,000 RPM finally.
yeah,
It's like driving a pulling tractor around.
Yikes.
Be cool though.
But yeah, so
So
that'll
yeah.
be worked on eventually. Other than that, on my way out to Marcus's, this was just after this pull happened. As I said, oh hey, the battery light went off.
Yeah.
Cool. About 2 more miles down the road, I hit the brakes, and all of a sudden, the needles on my gauge cluster go down. I'm like,
That's not great.
this fucker's
Must be
going.
the alternator.
This fucker's going to die.
Yeah.
Like soon. I'm like, all right, I'm not stopping at Marcus's. I'm gonna keep going all the way back to my house, and hope that I make it there and hope I don't need to get towed there. Yeah, went the other 10 to 12 miles probably till my house. Coasted in on like 5% battery because anytime I gave it more than 5% throttle, it would slowly chug and die. AKA I was demanding more spark, and it was not physically able to give me that. So I'm like, all right, fair. Let's just coast in. But didn't have to tow it, didn't have to push it. Was happy about that.
Good.
But
Wow.
yeah, so Blue Subaru needs a turbo or at least studs on this turbo to put it back together and a seal. So
Nice. Good deal.
but yeah, I think that's it for that. For now, at least.
I see
Anything
you
else you
have
gotta talk
2
about?
other pictures.
3, yeah.
Oh,
Top row, third to last, if you
You
want to.
want to start over here?
Yeah. Nick, huge news. I don't know if you've driven past lately, but I know you're a big fan of Volvo Island.
Yeah.
If
Do you
anybody
wanna-
who's unfamiliar with Volvo Island,
there's another one.
there's a Volvo on an island out by Ottawa on Route 6.
Yeah.
It's just kind of funny.
But-
And I drove past on my way to a marketplace deal,
Of
and I
course.
saw a second Volvo.
That's like in the fucking water.
Yes.
Sure is.
If you go to the next Volvo picture, I don't know why it's out of fucking out of that one.
Okay.
This is the zoomed in.
Volvo Island or bust.
So it is there on purpose.
That's funny.
Brother, you made it. I'll give you
But
that.
I'm
I
gonna-
had to laugh.
I'm gonna drive over there tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow.
You go drive over and look
Just
at
to
it.
see
Yeah, I'm gonna ride the bike and get that picture.
Hey, there you go.
Reddit will
Perfect,
go
yeah.
crazy for this.
Actually, did have something else to talk about.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I took tomorrow off because I'm taking my road test for the bike.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Nice,
Cool.
nice,
Look
nice,
at
nice.
you.
So I'm gonna get that done when they open at 7:30 and fucking ride around.
And have the rest
Hell
of the day
yeah.
just cruise.
Yes.
Go slow through the curves your first time.
Oh yeah,
Just-
yeah, absolutely.
Spring
Yes.
Valley
Throwing
curves
it
or
out
the
there.
Starved Rock curves?
Starved Rockers.
So
Oh,
I've,
yeah.
I've taken it through Spring Valley like 5 times.
Wheelie
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
curves.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It is hard, turns out. It's really hard to maneuver in mid wheelie.
Oh,
Mid wheelie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
But
Also, if like somebody, my rule of thumb the first time that I went is because
Well, I don't know what's better, Route
3
6 or should I go through Starved Rock?
no, Starved Rock's beautiful. Just
Yeah.
don't.
Just go,
Go
very
fast.
slow.
don't go fast.
Yeah.
And if there's people behind you, just pull off to the side and let them pass. Because
Yeah.
people are fucking assholes and
God,
will
yeah.
ride your ass on that curve.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
on a sport
absolutely.
bike. Fucking whee. Get after it.
Maybe when you have a couple thousand miles under it,
Yeah.
not a couple
Yeah,
hundred,
exactly.
150 now,
250.
200. Okay.
The first time I went through it,
that's
I
what the
pulled
trip
over
says.
like 3 separate times to let cars pass. I'm like, man, I'm just trying to live.
And now your tire's bald.
Yeah.
So
Still pissed.
Don't
I
take
should
it-
be coming in next week.
don't take advice
Hell
from
yeah.
this guy.
Oh yeah, on old tires that are hard, don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
take her
Just
nice.
go the
and
other way.
slow.
Just
Yeah.
don't even go that way.
Yeah, no, you can. It's just just take your time.
cross
You
the
got
bridge-
all day. So.
Cross over Utica and take the other side of the river.
Oh, yeah,
that road's like wider
Headhand
and
Highway.
smoother.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
road's tits.
You can take it on the way back
There's a
or
lot of
vice versa, whatever.
straightaways.
Either way,
It's a nicer road.
yes.
Yeah.
Not as fun, but don't die.
Oh, there's some
Oh,
good
yeah.
curves in there.
Yeah, but it's not 300 curves.
Yeah,
in
but-
one
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Right.
You can't do 100 in your Cobra on there and get pulled over.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I paced you
You're
going
right.
80. I was going 80 then.
You're like, I will take 80. Let's get out of here. Okay, what's your one last picture?
My one last picture is the marketplace deal I went to look at and eventually buy.
Say, by look at, you mean acquire.
Acquired
Because it looks like it is in the bed of your truck. Well,
At-
on the
at-
bed of your truck.
At Volvo Island, yeah. Because I'm
Correct.
like, oh, I
Yeah.
need a picture of this too, I guess. So that's 03 Polaris Predator 50.
It 50. Because it
Yeah.
looked rather small in this picture.
It is a 50. I didn't really think about it. I'm like, it should have been a 90 if I wanted to keep it. But at the same time, if you've looked at Marketplace in the last 2-3 years, any name brand child's ATV is $1,000.
Any child's name brand, anything.
Yes.
Sport
Chinese
bikes,
ATVs,
the
you know,
UTV
Baofeng,
little
whatever the
ones, yep.
fucking, Yin Yang, whatever.
Ling Long.
Literally, all the ATVs they're relatively cheap, or like their new price is what these go for used, and their U prices are fucking $300.
Sure.
This was listed for
100?
600.
Okay.
Okay. Decent. There's room for profit off of that. Why? Look at the description. Hasn't ran in a couple years. Psh, easy. Whatever. It's a 50cc oil injected 2-stroke.
Yeah. How hard could it be?
Easy. I'm like, if it cranks over, I know the piston's not it. I know that it didn't run out of oil, so the piston got hot and seized. Whatever. It's not that.
Sure.
Get there, guys. Like, I think we're moving out of state. I'm selling all my, stuff that we're not going to bring out of state. This is just kind of the start of it. Hasn't started in a year and a half, 2 years. Supposedly, him and his brother-in-law tried to mess with it. They didn't know that you could start off brake clean. He's like, oh, it needs a new carb. I'm like, well, any carb should be able to be rebuilt. Whatever, I can do that later.
Right.
It should start off carb clean or brake clean when I get there, right?
Or at least turn over,
sputter
and start.
something. There is a secondary safety switch, or there's 3 safety switches on this.
Of course there is.
There's a tether off of the handlebars. Makes sense for kids.
Yep.
There's a tether off the back for an adult to walk behind it and pull if the kid gets rowdy.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Very
And then
common
like a normal kill switch.
normal kill switch. Sorry, there's 4, I guess. Then to start it, you have to hold the front brake in.
Oh, it's got
Okay, that-
It's a spark kill essentially if you don't have it pulled in. We figured that out when I pulled the spark plug out, and I said, okay, because he's like, I'm pretty sure you have to hold the brake. I'm like, all right, hold it. I'm like, all right, don't hold it. I'm like, oh yeah, that definitely stops the spark. I'm like, so it has spark, needs fuel, has air.
Yeah, that's 2 out of 3
And
things.
I'm like, why is this not running off fucking brake clean? Whatever.
Too many
I'm
safety.
I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm not like, I don't care
Chew 'em
enough.
down.
No, I'm like, I just don't care enough. I don't need another project. And I'm not trying to be an asshole, like lowball you. He's like, yeah, I had some guys. They were like, oh, I'll give you $300 right now. And I'm like, oh, so there's the starting point. I know what to offer you
So
now.
300 you don't like.
325 and a firm
And I'm like,
handshake.
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'm like, all right, well, I'm like, yeah, I'm not really looking for a project, but I know I kind of still want it. And I'm like, would you do 4? He's like, yeah, I'd do 4. Fucking load it up,
Just 'cause you're
like
already
5
there.
minutes of bullshit. And he's like, yeah, I bought it for 5 a couple of years ago. I'm like, fucking perfect.
You're like, yeah. So
It's
at
like,
600 he was making
bought it,
money.
He bought it before COVID. Before COVID exploded everything for a decent price with it running. COVID price with it non-running right now should be about 600. I got it for 4. Plenty of money on the table. Ideally, this is just going to sit around until I need money or I want to fix it, or when I have free time, fix it, roll this into something I actually want, like a golf cart.
This is a small investment opportunity.
This is like, I don't want to be caught with my pants down like I was last year and have no opportunity. I had all the free time in the world, but no way to make money.
And you could flip this into a bigger project if you need
Yeah, either
money
flip it
later.
into a bigger money maker, flip it and make fast cash depending on how bad I need it. If I
Right.
get laid off again, I just need to have options around me.
So
because
it's a reserve
year-
project.
Yeah, last year sucked so fucking bad, and I hated it, and I just wanted money, and I had no way to get it because I was laid off most of the year.
This is your old guy buying gold.
Kinda,
Like, you're
yeah.
like, I'll take
Like,
1 ounce.
Stick. I don't know how to trade gold. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know. I know
It's
what
a
this
bitch.
shit's worth.
I
I
know-
know how engines work.
I know Polaris 4-wheelers.
This
damn
is
it.
my shit. I got this. I
This
think.
is your absolute jam right here.
So yeah. Oh, Marcus, peep the ramps you gave me. Appreciate you, dog.
Look at him using them.
Hey, yeah, I forgot again.
Even though you could probably like pick this up and put it in the bed of your truck.
We kind of did that still, but either way, they were nice to have. I'm like, just in case.
They're there.
He already had him undug out of the cargo container, ready to go for when he had to unload it by himself.
Oh, it's
Well,
still. It got rained on like 3 times now. It's still in the back of the truck because
Figures.
because this was after work
And
Wednesday.
The Jeep's
Or no,
still blocking the door
Tuesday?
anyway.
Tuesday.
And this was after work Tuesday because I got off work at 2:30. I'm like, oh, I can make it to Marseilles and back, and still work on the Jeep. And I did. I worked like 2 hours of work on the Jeep still. I'm like,
hell yeah.
perfect. So yeah.
So you got another project. You're just like, I'm tired of projects. Buys
Another project.
You're not wrong, but at the same time, it's more of like I can get $400 out of this every day of the week.
Yeah.
Probably more.
You know, there's
as it
people
sits.
knocking down his door for 300.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
hey,
yeah, that's what he said. He's like, dude, I
non-running.
had so many people offer me 300. I'm like, so if I wait, I could probably get 5.
Yeah,
at
you
least
list-
that's the fuel I use going there and back. Whatever.
Listed 500 firm.
Yeah.
And one guy
Yep.
will be like, yeah, I'll just take it. Whatever. I've got 3 of them at home. I need parts.
Debated about driving the Subaru there and just throwing it in the back. And then I'm like, I'll just throw it on my trailer. I'm like, ooh, trailer has no lights. Or maybe I don't drive
or-
40 minutes away. And yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
probably-
like, let's
probably
just take the
not
truck. I haven't driven in a while.
that. Yeah. Doesn't
So,
hurt.
Yeah. But yeah, so reserve project, little 50cc ATV just in case.
Wow.
Put a big hater pipe on it and big carb.
So. Well, I also thought
makes
because
6
like
horsepower.
that TRX 90 with an 85cc CR 2-stroke in it.
Right.
that would be cool. I'm like, I could also do that because I'm into this cheap enough now.
You could do a
Like,
whole bunch
also,
of things.
the tires are in decent shape. The seat is immaculate. Like the big things that like kids ATVs suck with because everybody leaves them outside. I'm like, oh, this thing was cared for
As you're leaving
this is
it outside.
22 years old. Well, yeah,
It's getting rained on and then super sun baked.
it's fine probably.
Get a little slick mist and just clean it up.
Oh yeah. But yeah, I'm like, okay, like this thing was cared for the most part. Seems to be in decent shape. So
Cool.
so yeah,
It's a fun little project.
just a backup, just a money making. Just keep it around. Well, it's convenient. I'll work on it.
There's a little something,
Yeah.
or,
Just
something
a
or
little-
other for when you're bored.
Yeah, and then when it runs, fucking rip around my yard.
Whenever
do some
you're-
hill climbs.
I say, whenever you're like, I want to ride a 50 around, you're like, well, I guess today's the day.
Bring it to Byron and be a pit bike, you know. Fucking.
Ooh.
I technically think you can't do that, but
I forget. I forget what is and isn't. I think.
Someone had a
There's-
ruckus, right?
Well, they have a sheet now of
Yeah.
like legal and not legal, and I forget how small ATVs have to be pit
I don't
bikes.
think. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
hard to
either
tell.
way, yeah.
I don't know nothing.
Or I just it's just kind of
You just-
Or you
Fix
just
it.
go fuck yourself.
Or that too.
or one of you people start popping out a little child and I sell
Nope.
you a 4-wheeler.
Well, and on
Go
that
to hell.
note,
Too, bud.
I think that's enough for this week. If we're already getting into the baby talk, baby making. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.